Thank you. So, good evening, everyone. Before we begin, I want you to imagine something. You walk into a boardroom. No one knows you personally. No one has seen your CV. No one has read your LinkedIn profile. But within 7 seconds, they've already decided how confident you are, how competent you are, how senior you are, whether you are leadership material. 7 seconds. That is the silent interview. And here's the uncomfortable truth: most professionals are being assessed before they are even heard. Executive presence is not about talking more, it is about being perceived differently. And perception is not built in big speeches, but it is built in daily habits. Today, I'm going to give you a structured system, my signature Dharshani framework that transforms how you are experienced in rooms that matter. If influence matters to you, today is not optional. I think we have discussed this couple of times as to what is executive presence and what is not. Let me just give it a quick reminder. Let's correct some myths. Presence is not speaking fluent English, being extroverted, wearing expensive clothes, having a loud personality. Some of the most powerful leaders in the world are quiet. Think about leaders like Ratan Tata, Indra Nooyi, Michelle Obama. Do they rush? Do they over explain? Do they try to impress? No, they're composed, measured, intentional. Executive presence has three pillars: the gravitas, how seriously people take you; communication, how clearly you express; and appearance, how today. But today we go deeper because presence is not what you perform, it is what you practice repeatedly. And coming back to the main framework, the Darshini framework, this is something which we'll be diving deeper in my leadership bootcamp. But here we're just going to touch the tip of the iceberg, but I'll not take you completely inside the framework. For that, you might have to join my program to understand what the framework is. First, let's see, for what is the first framework here is D is for decide your identity. Here's the foundational truth: you cannot project authority if you internally feel unsure. Most professionals say, I hope they see me as leadership material. Leaders don't hope, they decide. Every morning, ask, who am I choosing to be today? Victim or visionary? Follower or authority? Identity shapes posture, identity shapes tone, identity shapes when you internally upgrade, externally people recalibrate. Let me repeat that. When you internally upgrade, externally people recalibrate. One habit: before any meeting, say internally, I belong in this room. Before you enter to any meeting, say this internally: I belong to this room. And H stands for hold your posture and your energy. Your body speaks before your mouth does. Let's do a small experiment. Slouch, look down, Speak the sentence, I'm confident about this proposal. Did it feel believable? Now, sit upright, shoulders relaxed, chin level, breathe slow, and repeat the sentence. Energy changed. Presence is physiology first. Habit to be developed before entering any room. Pause, posture, and breathe. 3 seconds can change your perception. A is for align appearance with authority. As an image consultant, let me be very clear. Appearance is a strategic communication. When your appearance is misaligned, people subconsciously downgrade you. Executive dressing is about structure, fit, intentional color, grooming discipline. But ask yourself, does my appearance reflect my next level or my current comfort zone? Your image must say, I am prepared, I respect myself, I understand context. Clarity in image reduces noise in perception. Now, going to the next, which we talk about the R, refine your voice and response. Your voice reveals your internal state. Fast speech signals anxiety, over explaining signals insecurity, filler words signal doubt. The power move, pause before answering, count 1, 2, and then respond. That pause increases perceived intelligence. Also, lower your pitch slightly, lower your pace by 10%, end sentence is decisive. Silence is not emptiness, silence is command. Now, S stands for slow down to elevate. Speed is for urgency, slowness is for authority. Watch senior leaders. They walk slower, they gesture less, they don't rush slides. When you rush, you look like you're seeking for approval. When you slow down, you look like you're setting direction. Habit, reduce unnecessary movement, reduce nervous gesture, reduce reactive speech. Because stillness is power. Now, H stands for handle pressure with poise. This is where your real presence is tested. When someone interrupts you, instead of reacting, say, let me complete that thought. When someone challenges you, that's an interesting perspective. Let's explore that. Calm language disarms tension. Remember, emotional control is equal to perceived maturity. Your composure is your composure in conflict builds more authority than performance in comfort. A stands for asking powerful questions. Junior professionals try to prove, senior leaders try to understand. Instead of defending, ask. What outcome are we prioritizing? What risk are we not considering? What would success look like here? Strategic questions repositions you instantly. Habit in every meeting, ask one high level question. Questions elevate status. N stands for non-verbal mastery. Eye contact. Hold it 3 to 5 seconds. Hands visible, calm, facial expression, neutral confidence. Avoid over nodding, looking down frequently, checking phone mid conversation. Micro behaviors create macro impressions. Presence is built in seconds, lost in seconds. And I stands for impact through integrity. Executive presence is not performance, it is consistency over time. If your words and actions mismatch, presence collapses. Say less, deliver more. When people know if he says it, it will happen. That is executive authority. So I will leave you with this. Next time you enter a room, don't ask, will they like me? Ask, will they trust me? Because presence is not being about being impressive, it's about being credible. So choose one habit this week, just one, and watch how your perception begins to shift. I'm just going to reiterate the Dharshani framework here as points. Now we saw in detail as to what we discussed. Now we're just going to see it in pointers. D stands for desire identity. H stands for hold your posture and energy. A stands for align appearance with authority. R stands for refine your voice and response. S stands for slow down to elevate. H stands for handle pressure with poise. A stands for powerful questions, asking powerful questions. N stands for non-verbal mastery. I stands for impact through integrity. So, see, actually, if you go back at my sessions, it is moreover to do with your habits, your daily things which we do. Actually, that's where the whole thing starts for you. It's nothing else. It's that is where your whole thing starts because the things which we talk about, the presence, the presence, the actions, the words, and everything. Because executive presence is not born, it is built not in big stages but in small habits. Because you don't need to be louder, you don't need louder confidence, you need calmer authority. Remember always, because presence is not something about getting noticed, it's about being remembered for the right reasons. And the question I leave you with is, when you leave a room, what remains? Let me ask you that again. When you leave a room, what remains? This is what I would leave you with. Start practicing one Darshini habit this week, not all nine, but just one, and watch how your perception changes.
When you leave a room, you leave it with impact.
True.
You leave it with impact, and you leave it with positivity and unconditional love.
Thank
If, there,
you, Rajwin.
if there's
So,
negativity, if
yeah,
there's
go ahead.
if there's negativity, then we surrender to divine light and Vaheguruji.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So, I just would love to leave you all with this. You don't need louder confidence, you need calmer power. And calm power is built on disciplined habits. See, this is something which I learned out of experience, which is, you know, you take up small things from you getting yourself groomed to something or you doing different things. It all starts with these small things which we many a times which we ignore. So that is where actual transformation starts, working on yourself, working with your habits. Yeah, that's where all these things started. Any questions? And the room is open for questions.
Yeah, I would suggest if you can give the apply Darshini model to any specific situation and give an example like that. So that will help people.
Okay. Shabana, ma'am, do you have any situation you felt you could have handled it differently? Or do you felt, okay,
Yeah.
if I had changed my appearance, this would have worked even more better, something like that?
Yeah, maybe let's take that an example. Nothing that I recall now because of my but yeah, any one of those example would be good. Any example you get.
Okay, fair enough. So what I would do is maybe, let me take my own example here. See, um, a skill or a habit like confidence, okay? Either you can change your inner self-talk or your narratives to something positive. If you feel that is taking up time, you can start working with your appearance and build that confidence. For example, you aligning your appearance with authority. Say, for example, you using little more bolder colors in your outfits, or you wearing something with a collared neck, or you know, with a jacket, will increase your confidence because the way you groom yourself, that confidence actually reflects outside. You getting my point? And even taking that pause before you want to speak something, that also brings a huge impact. Yeah? See, it depends on
Yes.
situations. If you feel confidence is a problem, the easiest way to build your confidence is, your non-verbal mastery, your body posture, the way you sit, the way you stand. That, and adding to that, your aligning your appearance with authority. How do you feel authority? How do you show authority? Wearing something with a collar or with a jacket, or something which enables you to wear something formal. I'm saying in a general perspective. If you, any one of you have deeper questions in this, please feel free to ask me here, because it is all situation based.
Yeah. No, what I meant is like, for example, if someone wants to increase confidence, so if you can help
Okay,
applying Darshini, like D is
okay,
this, H is this, and again, just
okay,
brief.
okay. See, that is what I'm saying. First, you should, as an individual, okay, as an individual, what kind of identity you want to project yourself outside. See, we all have our own identity, right? We all have our own identity. Decide that identity, what identity you want to, project yourself as. And you maintaining or you having that kind of an energy level, or holding your posture and that energy level, and then bring it with appearance. See, actually, the Darshini framework which I had been talking about, you can use all of it to work on something. See, because everything is interconnected here. Everything is interconnected. But it
Yeah,
depends.
definitely.
Maybe you might not have to use all the nine, maybe start with one. That's why I said it's, or if you feel slowing down will help you, start with slowing down. So you need to see, for me, first is, slowing down, asking powerful questions helps me a lot in my if you had asked me. So you need to pick up what works for you.
Yes, yes, definitely. I just wanted to like so that people can, recall it
Ah,
easily. If you can explain like confidence,
yes.
D say decide the identity, and H is
Or
the
start with something small which helps you to build that confidence.
Yeah, sure. Rajvin, do you have any question or you want to share?
Okay. When you want to build a presence, you leave. I see in March. It is. I was supposed to share a pain management a video in my transformation, but I'll leave that for March because suddenly I'm like today I did a shoulder scan and I developed some pain in the shoulder muscle down surprisingly because uh nothing, no back pain, nothing. It's like transformation. So you transformation of a being a being a from being a non-expressive person to using the knowledge of hypnotherapy, motivational speaking, meditation, divine light, and to being directly on the face. Of course, when parents and caregiver understand me so much, so other people do not understand my condition because they will say that maybe I would say something I don't like or maybe hold them because of my powerful hands that so what I mean, like it's the way I am. So make your presence matter and count your blessings. So this is what I've learned from uh our friend Prem Kumar, who is guardian angel and who's guiding me from up above for spirituality, and I'm sure everything else will unfold its blessings to me. So thank you, Shabana, for choosing. Thank you, Shabana and Dashni, for choosing this topic because it's really matter how people see your presence, whether people want to see your presence as godliness. You want to be suppressive and you want to talk behind your back, or you want to be spirituality and you talk direct. For me, this transformation has shifted my mind from being suppressed to being spiritually inclined, where I get all the divine answers from divine light in my group for everything I do. So it's whatever happens, it's just part of cleansing. It will take time. Nothing is one day. Life is a miracle, and life is a miracle, and laughter is the key. So, but if we don't give it time, it will either take you or destroy you. Choice is yours. For me, I think that is rather to be direct than to be suppressive and to be in especially with your own parents, you have to be expressive. That's why I like to speak up front. Uh, eh, let society say anything, but I know I'm good. I know I'm enough. I know I am. Me and my caregiver are enough. Me and my caregiver are spiritual. Let anyone say anything. So we are enough. And that is what I learned. from this consciously positive web platform for the past um 3 years or 2 years joining. My life has changed, especially um for the 3 years and 3 weeks of not eating not eating not eating meat and being a guinea pig in front of doctors today. I really appreciate each and every cell of my body. If it's just a shoulder, it's just a body is love, love is body, and actually we are not the mind, we are not the body, we are the soul. It's always the soul that carries on a legacy. And I, like Nahan always tells me and late Prem Kumar that live, love, laugh, and live behind a legacy. So it's it's Women's Day coming up. So I want to have the courage to say, "Hey, I have cerebral palsy. My presence matter. So if you want to be a miss complaint or miss negative, you have to have a bit of negativity in your life for a balance, but not all the time. Not You are not allowed to listen to any of any of negative news. No, no way. Because uh my 17-year-old niece uh sorry, my 18-year-old niece went to Australia yesterday for studies, and she taught me one thing: keep a smile on your face, be expressive, don't be suppressive, and don't just be yourself. Thank you.
Dear. Thank you so much for sharing. And thank you, everyone. And I will again leave you with this. You don't need to have louder confidence, you need calmer power. And calm power is built on disciplined habits. With that, thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Darshini, and thank you for sharing the Darshini framework. It's very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Rajvi, and see you